guys, it's me, Nelly. Today we are going to be talking about what it took for me to move from having a shitty job at the movie theaters to now working full-time from home as a full-time artist. First things first, I want to just preface that saying that I understand in this right now in at least in the US, how fortunate I am to be able to work from home, and how I was able to leave my job. It's really tough out there, and if you are considering this and you are in the US, I can't speak for other countries, of course, because I've never been there, and I don't know what the political or economical crisis or climate, should I say, is right now. So I can only speak from my own personal experience on that, and just kind of this. And I can't speak on for everybody else, but I'm not rich. None of that. Was not born into money. Do not have money. I am still poor. Okay. So getting into that, and all of this, it's just keep that in mind. So what kind of really made my decision clear was, one, my mental health. I struggle with mental illness, and I have CPTSD, complex PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, on top of a lot of other things. So it makes it really hard for me to work a kind of job like that, where it's very physically demanding and very socially demanding, even though my primary duties were just cleaning and occasionally talking to customers here and there, who need help or whatever. It was still a lot for me personally, and I had been working there for, I was creeping on to almost a year. I think I needed 3-4 months, maybe 4 months before it was a year of me working there. And I did my job and I did it good. I don't think, even now, I have former co-workers that are still girl, I wish you were here, because you did a really good job, and whatever. So but for me, mentally, it was really taxing, and I didn't have good hours there either. I was getting paid $11, I think, an hour, which right now in the state of Texas is where I live. That is not cutting it. It is not cutting it. And I was kind of carrying that job primarily because prior to me having that job, I was working full-time, but not as intensely as I am now. I take commissions here and there, but my husband primarily took care of finances, and his job was pretty good at the time. And then it kind of work kind of slowed down. I'm not gonna get super into his whole former job, but it did slow down tremendously, and he wasn't getting paid as much, or sometimes at all. So I was like, shit, well, I'm gonna just pick up a job and get this going. So it was never I never intended staying there forever. in the first place, but you know, I did want to eventually go back to doing this. And while I was there, I think it really lit a fire under my ass to like really do more research on, you know, selling at Artist Alley and, you know, selling at markets and like, you know, learning more about marketing my work and stuff like that. And when doing research, you know, I realized that this was not going to be like a quick rich kind of thing. Like it is not it is not as glamorous as you would think. Like, you know, like I don't know, I think some artists and people online in general just want to show only the good parts, and I mean, I don't blame them, but that's not really how this shit works. Like, it takes a lot of work. You're gonna be working a lot more, pretty much 24/7 on your business than you would at a regular job. And if that's something that you don't mind and that you like and you enjoy, then keep that in mind. And for me personally, I'm totally cool with that. Like, sorry. I'm totally cool with that. I enjoy doing what I do. I enjoy working for myself. You know, staying motivated and things like that, that is a factor that you have to like keep, that you are your own boss and you are in charge of making sure things get done on time and that you're applying to new markets or whatever, you know. You really have to hold yourself accountable, and that shit is very hard. And somebody who has mental illness, that is very hard. So, you know, I would suggest for most people who are thinking about this, if you can, if you're able to just start either just working on a backlog of artwork or whatever items you're making, or, you know, whatever it is that you're wanting to start this business, start working on those things now, you know, and then if you can start selling online, or if you can do markets here and there, like, great. See if it's something that you actually enjoy. If this is your first rumble and tumble within the world of like selling your own art and stuff like that, see if this is something that is actually viable for you. Like, see if this is something that you actually enjoy before you just like, well guys, I quit my job now. And then it's like, and if you're not prepared for that, you know, I feel like that's financially irresponsible. It's not good to just, you know, like, well, these people are clearly making money, I'm gonna go now. You know, just like jump into it, because unfortunately that is not going to be, normally that is like a very rare chance of that actually happening. If anything, I highly doubt that that's a reality. I feel like I said, some companies and businesses and things like that like to make it sound like I just got up one day and started selling and everything sold. Like, I personally do not find that realistic. And I feel like that's kind of like, okay, well, but you also were like doing this XYZ in the background for like ever, and then, you know, whatever. I feel like it's kind of bullshit, to be quite honest. But yeah, I feel like that's, you know, those are things to keep in mind. For me, it was like, I just was like, okay, I'm nervous about doing these things, but I want to do them, and I want to slowly get to that point where I feel comfortable of selling my art and pushing it to people, and like, you know, talking to other creators and things like that, and making connections and going to events and things like that. But for me, I needed that personal security of like, okay, am I going to, you know, actually be able to do these things? So for me, what gives me security is like doing ample amount of research. I have to research things before I even, you know, do them. It's just what gives me personal comfort. You know, if you're the kind of person who just is like, fuck it, I'll just jump, then hey man, I can't. I don't run your life. I'm just some person on the internet, like, that's it. But yeah, for me, it was very much a balance of like, okay, can I, you know, possibly gain something out of this? Like, say it doesn't pick up as quickly as I, you know, would hope, because, you know, in the Delulu land that my head is at 3 a.m., I'm like, I'm gonna make tons of money. But that's not realistic, and it's not, because I don't make tons of money. Even now, I've been doing this for about 3, almost 4 months now, and it hasn't picked up, you know, like, it's not like crazy amount of numbers, but it's building, and I love that. And if I could hold a stable job and have this, and if I could mentally and physically handle those, doing that in tandem, I totally would. And if you can do that, great. Because the economy is super fickle, and people buying art is also extra fickle. You know, you're gonna have good months and you're gonna have bad months, so that is something to consider. Like I said, I am fortunate where I'm in a position where my husband got a new job, and he is able to, you know, financially support my endeavors. I feel like we kind of take turns, or at least that's how it felt like last year. We were kind of just taking turns of like, okay, no, I'm gonna support you financially, and I'll take care of that, and then you do this, and then you do this. So, you know, it was kind of like that for all of last year. So if you aren't, you know, like living at home and your parents are cool with you just like not having a job or something, or, you know, whatever the case may be, if it's something like that where you have financial security to fall back on, then great. I would recommend that. I really would. This is not for everybody. It is not super easy. Like I said, you have to be like, you have to be your own boss. So it's like, and not only your boss, but you have to be your social media manager. You have to, you know, content creator. You have to do so much, and it's a lot of work. It really is a lot of work. And you know, if you don't balance it correctly, you will probably burn out. And I'm trying to learn what that balance is for me. It looks different for everybody. But yeah, I think that's really the major things. And for me, it was, you know, like I said, my husband got a job where he was able to financially back me up. And so, you know, that was really like, okay, cool. This job is really like eating at my soul at this point, and I don't think I can handle anymore. So yeah, and you know, my husband and I, we talked that night before I decided, like, I officially quit. You know, because I was just like, I don't know if I can take it. I don't know if I can take anymore. And at this point, I had already done a lot of research and really like started to hone in on like what it is I wanted to do and how I kind of wanted to operate and what I wanted my brand to look like and how I wanted things to look. So, you know, he was cool with it, and he was like, yeah, he's like, you know, I'm here for you, I'm gonna support you no matter what, so, you know, let's give it a shot. And, you know, for me personally, I was like, fuck it, if it's like, if it comes down to it, I'll just get another shitty job again. Like, that's the fun part about having shitty jobs and not having like an actual like career, you know, of like, oh, I don't know, whatever, office job or some shit. So I was just like, whatever, I'll just pick up another job if that's what it comes down to. So yeah, I don't know. For me, that's really what kind of made it a thing for me. It was money. Honestly, it boils down to just money. And my security as an artist. It's that simple. Well, at least for me, it was that simple. You know, everybody's situation and everybody's lives are different, and so what might work for me might not work for you. But you know, this is just how I kind of fell into it. I really wanted to make sure that like I at least knew how to do some of this stuff before I actually started. You know, before I took that leap, because even though my hours for my job were kind of inconsistent, the allure of the idea of having consistent, semi-consistent money was very comforting for me, and nice, but it wasn't what I wanted, and it wasn't what filled me with joy. And I don't know about y'all, but like, I don't want to live a life just to, you know, I got my bills all paid. You know, of course, like that's important and we need that, but like I want my life to actually be fulfilling. I want to be able to pay my bills and things like that off of the things I love to do, which is art. I love creating. And you know, of course I've had to put that aside sometimes for, you know, like having to actually, you know, for life or death things like paying bills, but I never stopped. I took breaks here and there because I needed it, but I was always like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I'm researching this. Like, there would be times where I'd be waiting for the movies to end. So I would just be like on my phone looking up like how much products are and, you know, manufacturers and things like that. Like my waking hours pretty much from the time I woke up to the time before I went to bed, I was obsessively studying and researching on business stuff. And, you know, just improving my art. And so it's like, you know, it's something that I've really wanted. And I don't know. Sorry. For me, that is definitely my driving point. And if you feel that way and you're like I said, you're financially secure, or, you know, say you have been selling your stuff online and whatever, and it is, you know, doing good, and you think if you put in more time into that, it'll be financially lucrative for you, go for it. Like, you know, but like I said, this is your life and your decision, and you know, I would just hope that you make smart decisions if you can, and then go for it. I don't know, it's just kind of hard to talk about, I guess. I don't know, like it's a little uncomfy for me because I don't know, I think it's interesting that people would ask for my opinion in general. I need to get used to that, I guess. But yeah, realistically, I'm not making tons of money. I am not like super ballin' or anything like that. You know, I really haven't made money since my last commission, which was like almost 2 months ago, and that was like $80 maybe, $70 maybe. Um, so I am very fortunate to have a partner who is able to provide financially. So, you know, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that really moved me to make this decision. I don't know if this is helpful. I really don't. I'm sorry if it's not. But I didn't write anything down. I just kind of wanted to go off of my feelings and just like have this feel more like a real conversation. But yeah, I hope this helped somebody, or gave you some kind of perspective, you know. Keep you snoring. I hope this gave you guys some kind of perspective, or, you know, or at least just pulled back the curtain a little bit. I try to be pretty transparent with y'all, you know, as much as I possibly can, without like doxing myself or something, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I hope this helped y'all. If you guys have any more questions and stuff, please leave them in the comments down below. I don't know. I hope this didn't leave it on a somber tone. I know I was just like, I felt like I was kind of a little more serious in this video. but yeah, I thought I would answer this question. I had gotten it a while back on one of my videos. Somebody had asked if, you know, kind of what was the jump for me to start doing this full time. But yeah, I hope this helped y'all. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get this channel monetized. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys